Greetings, warm-hearted, fun, charismatic Leo. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and now I'm going to do the August 2020 forecast for Leo. And it's your season, Leo, so happy birthday. And you can watch this video if you're a Leo, sun, moon, and or rising. And if you don't know your sun, moon, and rising, definitely contact me to get a reading. But if you do know your sun, moon, and rising, then watch the videos for all three to get the fullest scope of what to expect in August. And I'm going to start with a tarot reading, and then for the second half of the video, I'm going to talk about some of the planetary transits. As we enter the month of August, Leo, at the beginning of the month, you have the Four of Pentacles reversed. And so the Four of Pentacles reversed can have to do with, uncertainty or doubt. It can also have to do with taking a risk, or it can have to do with making a big expenditure. So those are different things on the scale of the Four of Pentacles. And you were covered by the Five of Rods reversed. So this looks like a possible conflict or a struggle. If it's not an actual conflict or a struggle, it can kind of just like denote a situation that is very active and that could erupt at any moment if it hasn't. And you were crossed by the Lovers, which is, this is in the position of, it's the only horizontal card in the Celtic cross spread, and it relates to, for the month of August, what the Kabbalists call your tikkun, or your karmic correction. And this is about relationships and romance and love and choices. And the basis of the situation is the King of Rods reversed. And so this is a man, and he is not taking action right now because perhaps he doesn't know what action to take. Maybe he's being fixed or stubborn. Maybe he's being, not so nice. What's leaving is the Empress, and this is a woman, either a motherly woman or a very creative woman. What could come into being? The Three of Cups. So this looks like a celebration with friends around the 13th to the 15th of the month. What will come into being? The Wheel of Fortune. So this is just about fate and destiny and the cycles of life. This could mean that there's an unexpected twist of events in your favor around the 16th to the 18th of the month. Fears or insecurities. This is the Eight of Rods reversed. So this has to do with slowing down, pausing. It could have to do with cancellation of travel plans or postponement of travel plans. It could just have to do with slowing down and, taking some of the tasks off of your plate, but it looks like you are afraid to do that for some reason. And others see you as carrying a lot, having too much on your plate, and maybe not able to see the road ahead because of that. And that doesn't mean that everyone sees you like that, but it means that probably someone close to you is, or, people close to you, maybe. Your positive feelings are the Ace of Rods. So this has to do with a new opportunity. It could be a job offer. It could be an offer for a new start in some way. You feel very positive about. That will be on or before the 25th to 27th of the month. And then the outcome is the Nine of Rods. And so this looks like you are guarding your territory. Somebody is guarding their territory. Likely you are, but it could be a male or male energy, masculine energy person who is guarding their territory. That could be anything from guarding one's heart, guarding oneself, to guarding one's territory in a more figurative sense, such as the home or a job or person, something. So that's the overview for the tarot overview for Leo for the month of August. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the planets. So at the end of July, Mars went into its pre-shadow of retrograde, which Mars does not go retrograde until September 9th. This is a significant aspect for Leo because Leo forms a trine with Aries. That is a harmonious flow of energy. Mars in Aries is very strong. It's very passionate and fiery. It's going to ignite that and stimulate that even more in Leo. However, things to be aware of in the pre-shadow of Mars retrograde period, which will be the entire month of August, is that bubble ups of what's to come while Mars is retrograde in Aries from September 9th to November 13th are going to start to show up here in August. And Mars is just, it's passionate energy, it's driven energy, it's bold, it's courageous, but it does have a fight in it. And so there can be arguments, there can be fights, there can be confrontations. There can also be, minor injuries like scrapes or cuts or burns. So you want to be mindful of how you're moving around. And yeah, those are kind of the big Martian retrograde things to be mindful of. And I'll talk more about what to expect in the actual retrograde period of September through November in my next set of videos. So August 3rd is the full moon in Aquarius. And the full moon in Aquarius is very significant for Leo because Leo opposes Aquarius on the zodiac. So anything that's going on with Aquarius is always significant for Leo. And because it opposes Leo on the zodiac, it is, there's a lot to learn for Leo in this period. The full moon illuminates the area of our life where it shows up in our chart. And for Leo, this is in your house of marriage and or committed relationships, the 7th house. And it's happening at 11 degrees Aquarius, so it's really going to impact anyone who's 11 degrees or 10 to 12 degrees of Leo, but it's going to affect all Leos because the moon, it moves quickly and it affects us all in very remarkable ways. And the full moon means heightened emotion, and the full moon can be a heightened inspiration as well. Aquarian themes are, thinking out of the box and having original ideas. And Aquarian themes are also about humanitarian ideals and progress and what is, for the greater good and things like that. The Aquarius moon can also be very rebellious as well. So, and then the Aquarius full moon can always bring the unexpected too. So that is August 3rd, and then August 4th, Mercury moves into Leo. So Mercury in Leo is going to be, communication-wise, a much more flowing time for Leo than Mercury in Cancer was, especially because we had Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And by the end of July, we were just getting out of the shadow of Mercury retrograde in Cancer. So by the 4th of August, Mercury is moving into Leo, your sign, Leo. And this is being very passionate about your ideas. This is having very creative ideas. This is, being action-oriented, around, your words and learning things and communicating with others. And that is August 4th till August 21st. August 7th, Venus enters Cancer. So Venus had been in Gemini for like 40 days because it had done a retrograde in Gemini, and that brought up all kinds of interesting, relationship things and communication things and sibling things and old friend stuff and, nostalgia and all of these things that we all went through for the 40 days. And now Venus is moving and switching energetically from airy Gemini to now watery Cancer. And Venus is, it's attraction. It's what we're attracted to. It's also how we attract others, particularly as women or women-identified people, whereas Mars may represent that more for men or men-identified people. But Venus in Cancer is very sensitive. Venus, very motherly, very nurturing, and Venus is, for Leo, going to be moving into the 12th house. And the 12th house is actually a very deep and dark and mysterious house. It's the house of hidden karma. Sometimes this can indicate secret romantic desires. It can also indicate that you are going to be devoting yourself to a spiritual practice of some kind. Anyway, in general, I think that we are going to, be looking to be, more nurtured by our partners in this period. For some of us, and for other of us, we will be being called to be more nurturing to our partners in this period. And for those who don't have partners or, lovers, it is to yourselves that you are going to be being more nurturing and loving. And August 11th, Vesta enters Leo, the asteroid Vesta, which is showing where devotion is going to be, where you're going to be keeping your inner light burning, Leo. And that's meaning what you do for you that's separate from your role as a parent or a girlfriend or boyfriend or spouse or whatever. And this, again, this is in your 12th house. And so this is, this is moving from your 12th house to your first house. And so it's the house of identity and the house of self and the house of self-expression. And it can be the house of physical appearance. So you might be finding yourself devoted to that. It's the house of personality, identity. So any of those things will be finding your devotion during this Vesta in Leo phase, and that will be August 11th through October 22nd. So it may not start all at once, but it will build and happen over that period. And it's good for your devotion to be there right now. It's rhythmically sound. It's not always the time to focus on ourselves, but yeah, Leo, this is your season. It is the time to focus on yourself. And I know Leo enjoys focusing on themselves. So August 12th, Saturn is forming a quintile with Chiron. So Saturn in Capricorn is forming a quintile with Chiron in Aries. And because of the Aries connection, this is impactful to Leo. Chiron is in the ninth house of travel, exploration, higher truth, higher education. It can be the house of cross-cultural experiences or things to do with other countries. It also rules publishing and broadcasting for anyone who's involved in that. So it looks like this will be bringing together that house and your house of work, or your house of your daily routine, or even your house of health and fitness in some way. So yeah, this is, you are going to be making a connection, it looks like, recognizing a pattern, perhaps making a link between these two areas of your life, and how they interact with each other around the 12th. And August 15th, Uranus goes retrograde in Taurus. So this is significant because Taurus is square Leo on the zodiac. Uranus is one of the slower moving, outer moving planets. So it's not necessarily going to affect us in our individual charts unless we are at that degree, Leo. So if you are at, 10 degrees Leo, you're probably really going to feel this. Maybe pretty immediately and pretty impactfully. Uranus brings shakeups. It brings surprises. It brings sometimes sudden flashes of insight or great ideas just out of nowhere. It brings the unexpected, and it can bring a rebellion of some kind within ourselves or with someone, towards us. And so that's at the 15th of the month. And in your, for the Leo rising, this is happening in your house of career and attainment, the 10th house. The 10th house can also be of the house of the father, but usually it marks career and attainment. And August 18th is the new moon in Leo. So it's your new moon, Leo. So this is a really important new moon for Leo to, take some quiet time on this new moon and reflect on what it is you want for the coming year ahead. If you can make a vision board, if you can write down your vision with specificity and clarity, this is going to be a really powerful moment for you, Leo. I do an altar every month. If you're interested in being included on my altar, you can contact me with my email that's in my information on the YouTube, underneath my YouTube channel, or in the profile of my YouTube. But you can also do your own with candles and crystals and, incorporating the elements. And so it's just a great new moon to set intentions around all the Leo themes. So Leo themes include children. Leo themes include creativity and creative projects, affairs, pleasures, which can be games, fun, hobbies, sex, any of these things, joy. Setting intentions around these areas is really powerful right now, and we can all really use some intentions around joy in these interesting 2020 times. And August 21st, Mercury moves into Virgo, out of Leo. So Mercury in Virgo is going to be more about a time of organizing data, organizing information. It's going to be about probably, things like that. And maybe a lot of reading, things like that, preparing, a lot of mental and writing, verbal preparation. And August 22nd, also Mercury in Virgo period, which is August 21st to September 5th, is going to be characterized by having to digest a lot of information, probably writing information, organizing information, anyway, all of that. August 22nd, the sun enters Virgo until September 23rd. And, so this Virgo energy is going into your second house, Leo. So when I say a lot of organizing of data and information, it's going to be around finances and resources likely. And then when the sun goes in there, it looks like for the whole month of Virgo season, you are going to be highlighting that area, organizing, writing, communicating a lot in that house of money and resources. and it's also the house of values and self-esteem. So that is my reading for Leo. Thank you for joining me, Leo. If you liked this video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, please give me a don't like. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please share this video with other Leos. Please follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole. I'm going to be posting more daily and weekly updates as the month goes along, filling in more and more details about what the planets and the cards are telling us. And so thank you. As always, the best way to get the most out of the planets and the cards is to contact me directly to schedule your own personal reading. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm so glad that you're here, and thank you for joining me.